And if you disagree with this sentiment, just hit the unfollow button. I don't need your business.
Excuse me. Your curtain. Please allow me to help.
Help? From you?
I didn't mean to offend. I just thought you should know that
That I should know what? That some privileged white guy thinks his opinion matters? Get over your entitlement. I'm not some damsel in distress waiting for you to ride in on your high horse.
Oh my God.
You know, I don't need your business. You know what? Maybe Disney does. Maybe you're a tool, you're a pawn in this film. You didn't write it. You didn't direct it. You have nothing to do with the creation of Snow White.
Right.
You should shut up and do the job.
I would highly advise that you boycott this film, no matter how much your children love Snow White.
In Hollywood, fairy tales are supposed to have happy endings. But for Disney's latest live-action remake, the story took a dark turn before it even hit theaters. What started as a dream role for rising star Rachel Zegler quickly spiraled into one of Disney's biggest PR disasters in recent memory. Today, we're diving into the controversial journey of Snow White's remake, from casting announcement to box office disappointment, and how a series of controversial interviews turned what should have been Disney magic into a cautionary tale.
And I can only hope that despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, that at every premiere and everything I do,
The trouble began innocently enough. During early promotional interviews, Zegler began sharing her thoughts on the original 1937 animated film. Rather than expressing excitement about honoring the classic that launched Disney's animation empire, she focused heavily on criticizing elements of the original. In one particularly viral clip, she described the prince as literally stalking Snow White and called parts of the story weird and outdated. It's no longer 1937, she explained, going on to describe how their version would be different, with Snow White not dreaming about true love, but instead becoming the leader she knows she can be.
There's something wrong with her. She's disturbed, she's unhappy, and she thinks it's about feminism and the patriarchy and about abortion. But the reality is she's just not stable, like the majority of people in Hollywood. They're just not stable human beings.
The internet's reaction was swift and merciless. Fans of the original felt the comments showed disrespect toward the beloved classic. Conservative media seized on the narrative of woke Disney ruining another childhood favorite, and casual moviegoers were left wondering, if the star of Snow White seemed to dislike the original so much, why was she in the remake at all?
This is no ordinary apple, my dear. It's a magic wishing apple. A wishing apple? You offer it to me freely. In place of the patriarchy, you would have a queen! Not white, but diverse, inclusive, and equitable! I will become the leader I know I can be! All shall love me and despair!
Oh, what has she done to you? Fear not. First love's kiss can break any curse.
But the controversy didn't stop there. As more interview clips surfaced, Zegler's comments about the film's changes to the Seven Dwarfs sparked another backlash. Following concerns raised by actor Peter Dinklage about stereotypical portrayals, Disney had reportedly replaced the traditional dwarfs with magical creatures. When asked about this change, Zegler's explanation struck many as dismissive, with critics arguing that replacing roles traditionally played by actors with dwarfism wasn't progressive, but actually eliminated opportunities.
It's the most emotional experience that a person can go through to know that what they're working on is something that has reached a generation of people.
The mounting tension wasn't helped by what many perceived as an uncomfortable dynamic between Zegler and her co-star Gal Gadot, who played the evil queen. During joint press appearances, fans noticed strained body language and minimal interaction between the two. Their presentation together at an awards show became a talking point when viewers observed what appeared to be zero chemistry between the leads. Reports suggested Gadot had chosen to distance herself from the controversy, further isolating Zegler as the face of the backlash. Throughout this PR storm, Disney remained unusually quiet. There were no major course corrections in messaging, no direct address of the controversies, just business as usual as the studio pushed forward with its planned marketing strategy. Industry insiders began questioning whether Disney had miscalculated by allowing Zegler to become the primary voice of the film's promotion without more careful messaging guidance. As release day approached, the damage was already done. What should have been excitement for a fresh take on a classic had been overshadowed by a narrative about Hollywood's disconnect from audiences. The phrase "girl boss Snow White" began trending online, not as a compliment, but as shorthand for a remake that critics felt had missed the point of the beloved fairy tale.
Magical creatures, but they have one token dwarf amongst these magical creatures. You actually just went backwards. You actually just erased the dwarfism side of it. The disability, like we're a disability group, you just erased that whole image. The argument should have been from Peter Dinklage, there's power of being on TV, there's power of television, and to put 7 people with dwarfism on camera in a major Disney movie, there's still power there. If the story is offensive, change the story, don't change the characters.
When Snow White finally premiered, ticket sales told the story that Disney executives feared most. Box office numbers were dramatically below projections, making it one of the studio's weakest performing live-action remakes. Critics were divided, but audience scores collapsed to historic lows, with IMDb ratings dropping to 1.6, among the worst scores for any major Disney release. Viewers didn't just skip the film. Many actively celebrated its disappointing performance, with social media flooded with memes and discussion threads titled, "How Not to Market a Movie." The aftermath has been equally challenging for Zegler's once promising career trajectory. Reports surfaced that Hollywood had taken note of the controversy, with casting calls that once prominently featured her name quietly looking elsewhere. Projects previously linked to her appeared to stall or recast. In the harshest sign of how mainstream the backlash had become, even The Simpsons reportedly planned a parody episode featuring Snowwoke, the reimagining, cementing the controversy in pop culture history.
It got destroyed at the box office. Here's the box office numbers. The Minecraft movie made $60 million on Saturday. Snow White made 2.
I am walking into Snow White, 2 p.m., now seating. Let's see how empty it is. I hope it's off the woke we go. I hope. Sound like I hear a couple of people. One, 2. Okay. 2.
And there's something wrong with her. She's disturbed, she's unhappy, and she thinks it's about feminism and the patriarchy and about abortion. But the reality is she's just not stable, like the majority of people in Hollywood. They're just not stable human beings.
The producers, far left-wing activists in Hollywood, are turning on her, and Disney has canceled all of Rachel Zegler's appearances on their media platforms. Kind of tough.
Oh, really? Are you having trouble paying your bills, Rachel? Did Steven Spielberg not pay you for your role in West Side Story? Did Disney fail to give you a healthy paycheck for, like, cry me a river? She's just exactly everything that we can't stand.
I can also be having the greatest time and simultaneously wishing people would stop sending me death threats.
No one on the right side of America can stand the star of this movie.
What makes this case study so fascinating is how quickly a narrative can shift in the social media age. Just months before Snow White's marketing began, Zegler was considered an incredible success story. A previously unknown talent discovered through an open casting call who landed a Spielberg film and then a Disney princess role. The speed of her fall from next big thing to brand risk demonstrates how fragile Hollywood careers have become in an era where every interview clip can be endlessly dissected online. Industry analysts point to several lessons from this PR disaster. First, when remaking beloved classics, there's a delicate balance between modernization and respect for the original. Second, stars promoting films need careful guidance about addressing changes to iconic properties. And finally, studios must be ready to course-correct quickly when controversies emerge, rather than hoping they'll simply blow over. For Rachel Zegler, the path forward remains uncertain. Hollywood loves a comeback story, and at just 23, she has plenty of time to rebuild her image. But the Snow White controversy will likely follow her career for years to come, a reminder that in the entertainment industry, how you talk about your work can be just as important as the work itself. From dream roll to cautionary tale, the Snow White remake represents a fascinating case study in how quickly Hollywood fortunes can change. What should have been a celebration of Disney magic instead became a perfect storm of marketing missteps, cultural disconnects, and social media amplification. For studio executives and rising stars alike, it's a reminder that even fairy tales need careful handling in today's polarized media landscape.